Meeting called to order. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Chapman.
Here.
Councilmember Clayton.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Here.
Mayor Moore.
Here.
Please stand for a silent prayer, moment of reflection. We will now salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As to comply with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Star Ledger on January 22nd, 2024, and posted on the bulletin board the same date. All notices are on file with the city clerk. At this time, we have a presentation. Karen from Interfaith Neighbors. Be able to come on up to the table.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Please.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mayor, council, friends, colleague. So you know how you have one of those moments in your life that you don't even know when it's happening, that you're going to have a big change coming. So for me, about a year ago, I was watching a Netflix documentary called The 100 Secrets of the Blue Zones. And I was intrigued about these secrets and started to watch, and I started to find out that there are cities, 5 cities all over the world. One is here in the United States in Loma Linda, California, where people live long, happy, healthy lives. So I thought, Asbury Park needs to be the next Blue Zone city. And I went back to the Mayor's Wellness Committee, where I've served for 3 years, very happily. And I told my colleagues, and other colleagues started to watch the documentary, and we're very excited about it as well. And because when you bring an idea to the Mayor's Wellness Committee, then you have to be careful, because then they make you chair, especially when you're not at the meeting, which is what happened. I became chair this year, and it's been such an incredible year where we've been trying to decode the formula for happy and healthy and set the tone for the coming, for last year. And we focus on 4 things through events in the city, mainly throughout the calendar, usually about once a month. One of them is moving naturally. So you don't have to go to the gym and lift weights, but you have to climb stairs if you see them. Instead of taking the elevator, go for nice walks in the boardwalk in your neighborhood. The second thing is eating what they call plant slant, eating lots of fruits and vegetables and beans and grains, which, as many of you know in this room, is really my big passion. Oh, I didn't find that hard. Third thing is finding your right tribe. So finding people who share your passion for happy, healthy lives and hang out with them. And the last one was following a faith. It doesn't matter what faith that is, joining some sort of community that shares your spirituality. And so we use this as a framework over the past year. We've offered monthly gatherings, and I have some beautiful pictures to show you because, of course, they speak much louder than my words. At some of the work we did at the Boys and Girls Club at the beginning of the year with Rutgers, where we worked with the students on their food stories and food games to see what the kids are eating and like to eat. So you could see somebody's making spaghetti there in the picture with the Play-Doh. And we, as I said, we moved naturally. So we came out in the cold and walked around Springwood Park. That was our first event of the year. And then we started to mix moving naturally with eating healthy and learning about different restaurants in the city and their food heritage. So Sam Chung, as you might know him from Mogo, Korean Fusion Taco, hosted a group where he was talking about the ancestral roots of tofu, that it's not like a new hippie food, but it actually comes from long history in Asia, how you make kimchi and why kimchi is important. So we walked there, and we walked from Springwood Park to Mogo and back. And then Shakira Farrell, who you're going to hear from soon, had the idea to have an inclusive eats workshop at Farm Without Borders, which is, of course, the Interfaith Neighbors property across from our launch center. And this was a special invitation to the autism community. Come out, you're included, you're specially invited. And we had an incredible day where we had families who very specifically, like left work early to come. They picked food. They talked about different challenges of people with autism and the gastrointestinal issues, et cetera. And we even had the young lady up at the top who is going to be a chef. So she started to right away whip out a plastic knife and cut everything up so perfectly with that plastic knife. And so we ate healthy, we got to pick food, and that laid a template for these families to come back to Farm Without Borders and keep picking food. Then we moved on to Home Drugstore, where Vic hosted an event where we were able to partner with Kula Farm to plant little container gardens, because not everybody has a big farm or a backyard in Asbury Park. So that was our first customer. And here's some of the volunteers. And that led to the Asbury Park Library offering the very first seed library, I believe, in Monmouth County. And I don't know if that's true for the state, but we'll see. But they used this old card catalog, and then they put the seeds in there that some members of the community helped put into little packages. So you could go to the library, you could take out basil, you could take out cilantro, whatever you like, for free. And then we went on to Asbury Park Alive, where we were able to launch our fresh produce at a Healthy Corner Store initiative in front of Sammy's Sheffield's Market, where we gave out fresh produce, and we've continued to do that and have one more week left. And it's been quite popular and kind of surprising to a lot of people to see the produce sitting out there on the corner, Prospect and Bay. And of course, yeah, we were back for the trunk or treat with our healthy apples. And everybody at first, when they hear about it, they go, oh, well, these kids are not going to take these apples. They're not going to like these apples. Well, they were all gone. And they were eating them as they walked away from the van. And for the first time ever, there was another van giving out fruit, bananas. So we're not alone anymore. It's a growing movement. And I had help with Jaden and Nico from the library, where we transformed the Kula Farm van into a beautiful barn. You could see in the back. And we became farmers for a second, or at least what we think farmers look like, but they don't really look like that anymore. And just today, we are about finishing the year with the walk to school, the Ruby Bridges walk to school. And it was quite cold, but we had a good time. So I did, there it is, there's the Kula Farm van. Before I introduce Shakira and Jaden for the very special proclamation, I do want to say that it's been a highlight for me being a part of the Mayor's Wellness Committee with you, John, with all the leaders, and that we have to always remember, as one of my first mentors told me in community organizing, hearts and minds one at a time. So don't be daunted by the big job ahead. And I feel like we're growing a great movement. Especially for me, I have found my right tribe through the Mayor's Wellness Committee, and I've gotten very close with lots of people on the committee and throughout our extended family now, where I feel a lot better about everything since I found my right tribe. So Shakira and Jaden I met this past year, and they've been very instrumental in the Mayor's Wellness Committee. So I'd like to hand it over to Shakira and Jaden for the special talk and proclamation.
Yes. Okay. You want to please say something?
Sir, come in. Sir, with the baby. Come on in.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So thank you for having us here today. Just a little bit about us before we go into how special it's been being a part of the Wellness Committee. We are Jaden and Shakira, and we are the owners of J at Play. It was created to creatively change how the world views, understands, and interacts with autism, and to help redefine autism education for young learners and to make it more positive. So we do that while fostering understanding, kindness, empathy, inclusion, and representation. And when my son was younger, the doctors gave him a list of things they said he'd never be able to do. They said he'd never be able to make friends, talk, do well in school, work a normal job. So J at Play has his name in our business name and his face in our logo, so he'll never have to prove how worthy he is to work for someone else. And together we create inclusive and innovative ways to just teach more people about autism. And yes, it's been great being a part of the Wellness Committee because it kind of just was a very easy flow. It really does feel like a family, an extended family, and seeing the work they do in the community and how quickly they agree to help make the city and their events more inclusive so that everybody feels included and everybody feels seen and valued is really important to us. And so the inclusive events that she talked about really did spark a movement as far as helping make more inclusive events, but also providing access for all families and everybody in the community to have access to healthier eating and wellness, because when you're able to focus better and feel better, it helps your mentality. Children like Jaden
100%
can feel better about themselves. Yes, and so it's been great, and we're very appreciative, and we're looking forward to continuing the work of making more inclusive spaces and more inclusive events. And in this picture, for the logo competition, we did it, Jaden and I came with the idea together to help create a way for the whole community to get involved and for youth to help create the official logo for 2025 to 2026. So it's open to everybody in the community, grades K through 12. Whether they do it digitally or whatnot, whether it's at an event in school or at home, it's just a way to bring everybody together. And Jaden officially drew the first logo. But it's awesome as we continue to extend this. I know a mother that was at the Inclusive Eats event, she left work early so that she can come because she said she never had an event or saw an event that intentionally included her and her child, so she was very excited to be there. And her son ate a whole cucumber straight from the farm. He loved it. It was really cool to see.
You see that boulder, guys, everyone right there? That's my mom's amazing work because she's a wonderful mother, just letting you know, right?
Thank you, baby. And when it comes to what Karen said about finding a tribe, it's very important. We've been blessed to have a very strong family that, has always supported us and had our back. So thank you guys. We love y'all.
Yep, right over there. Oh, yeah.
And so we were very grateful to be able to extend that love and acceptance where nobody has to feel judged for being different or thinking differently. It's about finding your tribe. You don't have to be anybody else but yourself, and the right people will come to you and make you feel accepted and wanted. So thank you very much.
Amen.
We're very grateful to be here.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome.
Amazing feeling.
So you two would join us over here.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And then Nico, Karen, anybody else that has moments to be here tonight, come up. Family, we'll get you the picture in a little bit. You can come up now. I don't okay, so Deputy Mayor Quinn's going to read it because she's got a better voice than me. Yeah.
Okay. Whereas Jaden Farrell is an incredible young man whose journey has been truly inspiring. When he was diagnosed with autism in 2014, Jaden refused to let challenges stand in his way. He has become a proud self-advocate, an entrepreneur, and an honor student. His business, J at Play, proudly carries his name and allows him to use his voice, creativity, and strengths to show the world that autism is something to be embraced and supported. Through his work as an entrepreneur with his business, J at Play, Jaden is a leader in the local autism awareness movement. He creates innovative products, resources, workshops that promote autism awareness, understanding, empathy, kindness, inclusion, and representation. Jaden is a kindness-spreading superhero on a mission to show that there are no limits when you believe in yourself. Every day he demonstrates that our children are capable of anything. As the youngest member of the Asbury Park Wellness Committee, Jaden helped come up with the idea for Blue Bishops Living Well logo design competition, a community-wide initiative encouraging the city's youth to create a logo that represents healthy living and community spirit. Jaden loves being involved in the community and takes pride in our partnerships, including those with our local public library, Boys and Girls Club of Asbury Park Mayor's Wellness Committee, and various small businesses and community organizations. He shares his experiences and perspectives to help create safer, kinder, and more inclusive spaces for all kids, and is always willing to step up, whether it's leading activities, engaging with other children, or simply being a friend to those who need it. He approaches every interaction with a big heart, a smile, and genuine kindness in his ability to connect with others. Now, therefore, be it resolved that today we honor Jaden's contributions, celebrating his impact on the community, and look forward to many years of his leadership and creativity. The mayor and the city council of Asbury Park do hereby recognize and declare November 13th as Jaden Farrell Day in the city of
I want to thank everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate this award 100% of my heart. And I want to thank my mother, the greatest mother in the whole world.
I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you.
Thank you very much. And I got one thing more to say, all right? Before I go. Jaden is very handsome.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Congratulations. Everyone's coming together.
You are handsome.
We got to get something. Congratulations. Yeah.
Can I get one picture with everybody?
You're all family.
Yeah.
We were in
I'm staying, okay.
Don't worry about us. You guys get this.
She hates pictures. This is the grandma. This is all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yay.
And again, I want to thank Karen for being the chairperson this year. Thank you all. Fantastic.
Thank you.
That makes it all worthwhile.
That was very sweet. That was very sweet. Hi, Karen.
Oh, congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Good job,
Bye, Jaden. Congratulations to you.
I'm coming for you too.
Congratulations. Good job, sir.
Yeah, you did amazing. Thank you.
Proud mama.
Have a great day, everyone.
You too.
Good night, everyone.
Very sweet.
Now, whoever's up next, that's a tough act to follow. Yeah, so I feel sorry for you. Go ahead.
We're now on to special events applications. Alicia?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The one application before you this evening is for the Husker film shoot, which would happen between December 9th and the 16th. Are there any questions?
Any famous stars going to be there?
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. We're now on to matters from City Council. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Just wanted to say good evening to everyone. I do not have anything to report on recreation. We are taking a hiatus. We will reorg and report back to you in February. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Chapman.
I've got nothing this evening.
Thank you. Councilmember Clayton.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Deputy Mayor Quinn. Mayor Moore.
I'm good, thank you.
Matters from the city manager.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you. Matters from the city attorney.
Nothing from me either.
Oh, thank you, Fred. At this time, we're going to have our CFO, Joanne Boos, come to the table and review the 2024 best practices.
Not as interesting as just before. You should have received the best practices inventory that we're required to fill out every year. It's to assess each municipality's compliance with various laws and evaluates the implementation of fiscal and operational best practices. The inventory also identifies areas where municipalities may require further technical assistance with the state's help if needed. The unscored survey section solicits information on a variety of topics for newer requirements such as the lead remediation we're doing, affordable housing. There's a minimum score of 35 that we're required to meet. If we don't get the 35, we lose part of our state aid. We have received a score of 42. There's some improvements we need to make, but they're minor, and by next year we will get through all of those. And the total amount of questions are 52. So I don't know if anybody has any questions regarding this?
No.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. All right, we're now on to a presentation for proposed redevelopment by 209-213 4th Avenue LLC for 201 Kingsley Street. Attorney Redevelopment Counsel Kevin Kennedy. And Kevin, you need a computer? Do you need a?
No, and I think we're going old-fashioned, we're just going boards tonight.
Okay.
Thanks,
So, good evening, Mr. Mayor, Deputy Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the council, and city professionals. My name is Kevin Kennedy. I'm an attorney with an office in Middletown, and I'm very happy and honored to be here. And, Mr. Mayor, I agree with you. Politics, I'm not astute at all. Not one of my strong suits at all, but even I recognize the anxiety and pressure of having to follow that presentation by Jaden and company. Deputy Mayor, you read in the resolution that you referred to him as a kindness-spreading superhero, and I'm thinking to myself, how could I possibly follow that? But we'll try. But in all seriousness, that was an awesome presentation. That was very enjoyable to watch, and it's a good thing, and great to see that going on. I'm here tonight on behalf of 209-213 4th Avenue LLC, and we are my client is a proposed subsequent developer. And the client is proposing a 3-story restaurant with a separate wine shop. And currently, right now, the site, which is 201 Kingsley, is vacant. And as part of your, as you are aware, as part of your nuanced redevelopment process, my client appeared before the TRC, and that was roughly June 10th. And it was a great meeting, and the TRC, we received TRC endorsement to proceed to the next step. And that next step is right now, tonight, appearing before you for an informal presentation on what used to be called the agenda meetings. And so we're proposing to show you, the city council members, the architectural drawings and elevations and generally explain the project. And we are hoping that you will be pleased with our very short presentation tonight. And as I understand, if you informally endorse the project, we then proceed to the next step, which is negotiation and execution of a subsequent developer agreement and our hopeful formal designation as a subsequent developer, and then ultimately a presentation before the planning board. So with me tonight is Bill Stuckey. I don't think Bill's going to speak unless he has questions that you need
Kevin,
to be.
because we have a picture of it, can you have that face the public so they see the design?
Great. And so Bill is intimately involved with the project, is here for any questions. And this is Andy Trocchia, our architect. very accomplished architect and has experience in Asbury. And Mr. Mayor, just for the record, as I understand it, as I said last time I was here on a different project, I understand that for transparency reasons that the city has requested that we go through a round of informal notification. And so we've done that in conjunction with Michelle. We've advertised in the official newspaper, and we've sent a letter to all the owners within 200 feet of the development site. And I would be remiss if I did not thank Michelle Alonso for her help and Joanne Voss for her help as we're meandering through this process. So with that said, I'd like to turn it over to Andy Trocchia, if you're okay, and he can explain the details. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for giving us this time to present this very exciting project to you. Several months ago, I met with Mr. Misano and Mr. Stuckey to talk about the development of this piece of property. Their goal was to design a restaurant bar that had a vibrant atmosphere and wonderful views of the ocean. But almost as important was that they wanted to build a building that would be a destination spot, another destination spot for the city of Asbury Park. After several months of meeting, many iterations of the design, we came up with, I think, that building that will satisfy those goals. You have in front of you and facing the audience is an architectural rendering of the proposed building. What we try to do is take some elements from neighboring buildings. In this particular case, the Ocean Club Hotel. Our building, as well as Ocean Place Hotel, has sleek panels, white panels, multitude of class facing the views, facing the ocean. We mimicked some of the louver type styles with the louvers and or a panel siding that's on the building. And on the very top of the building, the roof deck, is a pergola that resembles similar canopies at the adjacent building. There are several vertical bays, we'll consider them, that are rhythmic across the front that faces Kingsley Avenue. On the northerly most portion of the building, it's primarily glass with some bands, horizontal bands in between the floors. That is the more private area of the building. The liquor, wine shop, the private dining, and some support areas. The most southerly portion is where the vibrancy occurs, where the downstairs bar area is, where the open dining is, dining room on the second floor, and the roof deck area on the top of the building. We have proposed, again on the southerly end, these operable panels that will allow the operator to open and close these panels that have total visual and air flow between the inside the building and the breezes coming from the ocean. The very top of the building is, I think, going to be very exciting. It's going to be a roof deck bar area. Again, wonderful views of the ocean to the east there. We're trying to bring the building to a human scale. It is right up on the sidewalk. That's encouraged by your plan. We have a number of horizontal elements. At the base of the building is an actual louver system to allow water to flow under the building, and that's a CAFRA policy requirement. There's many horizontal lines in the guard system, the guardrail system at the bar. The windows themselves, the mullions have horizontal elements. All this helps bring the building down to a human scale. And lastly, the very top of the building is again carrying those horizontal lines, that it's a parapet that will conceal any equipment that's up on the roof. Right now you're talking about HVAC systems, you're talking about some kitchen equipment, but all that would be concealed behind those parapets. Now, in addition to The exterior, obviously, we have the interior of the building that it's a narrow site. So it presents some challenges, right? You want to open up the easterly portion of the building for your patrons, for the restaurant, the bar, that kind of thing. In the meantime, the westerly portion is where you put your support spaces. That's where our serving kitchen, our preparation kitchen, our storage areas, restrooms, all that is kind of to the rear of the building. Everything else is facing out to the ocean. Lower level consists of the wine shop on the most northerly end of the building, and on the most southerly end is where the bar area will be. The center area is the main lobby entrance for the building. Second floor has the main dining room. Again, on the southerly end, opens up to the views, to the breezes. And on the northerly end is some more restrooms and auxiliary ancillary spaces. The very top, the third floor, private dining, and that roof deck I mentioned earlier. The energy considerations, we all have energy considerations, and more so today than it did years ago. All the walls will be R21. The floors will be an R30, the roof will be an R49. The windows will be a double pane, low E glazing with a U coefficient of 0.3. All of that, we covered the building in a self-adhered or spring-type vapor air barrier that tightens up and prevents the air leakage in and out of the building, tightens up the whole building, keeps it from airflow and from water penetration. All of that with the inclusion of a modern-day HVAC system, and I apologize, I didn't need to read this. The HVAC system will consist of rooftop units with an integrated energy efficiency ratio of 14.6, where previously 11.2 ratio was required. Systems will be equipped with an A2L refrigerant, which has a lower global warming potential and a more improved system efficiency. Lighting power densities reduced from a 0.9 to 1 watt square foot to 0.7. We anticipate that this building will be more like a 0.6 watt per square foot building. Lighting controls will be utilized, including occupancy sensors, vacancy sensors, and daylight harvesting sensors, meaning that if natural light is coming in, it will dim the lights that are in there and save some power. Water heaters will be Energy Star rated commercial water heaters, and all the plumbing fixtures will exceed the current code requirements. So, I've been in business for over 30 years, and every once in a while you come across a project that's exciting, that you can't wait to start the construction, you can't wait to see it built. I personally can't wait to sit up on the roof deck with a cold refreshment in my hand. I think we've got to that building. I think we are where we started out goal-wise. The building, the restaurant, and the bar will be a vibrant area. It has to be. We've opened up the building to the sidewalk. It's opened up to the views. The bar and restaurant will be an exciting place to be. I have no doubt in my mind that this will be, if not statewide, it'll be another regional destination point for the city of Asbury Park. So with that said, I thank you for your time. I can walk through the other documents if you'd like. I'm not sure if there's questions on the interior of the building and any of that kind of, those kinds of questions, but I'm here to answer questions for you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm familiar with your firm. You do excellent work. You built a school in Asbury Park. What's the total capacity? And you can go floor by floor if you want, just because I want to know rooftop capacity also. So, I mean, is it 100, 300, 1,000? And I mean, I'm not asking for
Yeah,
right down to the ballpark.
I don't have that in front of me, but my recollection was under 300 total. That's with the bar fully occupied, the tables in the bar occupied, the dining room fully occupied, and the upstairs roof deck fully occupied. I can count through the seats if you'd like, but
No.
that's what my recollection is.
You can get back to us with
And
it.
that would be, I'm sure the operators would love to have those kinds of numbers every day.
Then how many employees per shift? Just because we know you don't have to provide parking, but you have an empty lot, not you. The applicant has an empty lot next door to it that's not being used. They could provide parking. Yet none is being offered, and I'm not saying you have to, but it'd be nice to get some parking, especially if you're talking about a capacity of 300 and maybe 50 workers. Where are they gonna park?
Should I come up and?
Why don't you, please?
I'm just.
Yeah, you're the architect. Yeah, no problem.
For those of you who don't know, this is Bill Stuckey. He's been intimately involved in the design and implementation, and I would say a lot of experience in Asbury.
I am not a restaurant operator, but I would assume in a facility such as this, having eaten in restaurants this big, you'd have a plus or minus 30 people there for a shift. The lot immediately to the north of this is part of obviously the 4003 block. And that is under an internal redevelopment. We're reviewing that internally to develop that along with 3 other lots. I realize parking is a challenge in Asbury. And I was concerned of this. My office has been here for over 20 years. And I've done things with Pat over the years. And I think as the city's evolved, it's become from it's not really a suburban town, it's more urban. And I said, where are the people going to park to get to the beach? Or downtown where there's very little parking for all of the wonderful things there, the restaurants, the galleries, all kinds of stuff. And, somehow organically that works over time. And I've thought of New York City, which I've been to many times over the years. How do they make it work, deliveries for the 2,000 restaurants? And as I drive around Asbury at lunch to eat at the various places I go, I see delivery trucks parked illegally in front of the establishments, and I'm not encouraging illegal activity. It's just the way things, I think, sort of evolved to make it all work. So we are not proposing to build parking to the north of us, and I recognize parking is a problem, particularly in the summer months. But I do see people walking from Main Street to the ocean, which I guess is about a mile, maybe a little further. So you just make it work. If you want to go to the beach and get a parking space, do like I did with my family 30 years ago. Get up at 5:30, get your space by the boardwalk at 7, and you've done it. If you come at 1 o'clock, it's a problem. So that's sort of my long story about how we're going to get deliveries and how people that I hope come to this restaurant deal with parking.
Well, since you brought it up, how are you gonna get deliveries? Because it looks like you have a bus stop in front of you, so you can't park trucks there. So how would you get deliveries? I know a lot of these questions, Kevin, would be asked more at the planning board level, but since we're here tonight.
Again, John, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He asked about deliveries. How are we
You brought up
anticipating
deliveries,
getting
I didn't think
deliveries?
that. How would you get deliveries if the front of it is a bus stop?
I think the deliveries would come on the corner of Second and Kingsley on the side, and they would. I'm not familiar with that bus stop. It could be they could park in front of to the north on Kingsley, where our delivery ramp is and stairs, or they would have to go over to Second and with dollies bring the goods in.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go back to parking, Bill.
Sure.
As somebody who has knocked on probably thousands of doors in the last 6 months, it's a
Right.
major issue and nobody thinks it's being handled organically.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for more of a plan, Bill, than 30 years ago when you found parking with your family. Asbury Park was a sea of parking. Nobody was here. All you
No,
could
it
find
was
was
in
parking.
Spring Lake. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Amy, I don't have
I know
an
you get it. I'm
answer.
just telling you, parking's, 300 people, 50 page, let's just round it to 400 people
Right.
in the area on a Friday or Saturday night. We got a problem, Bill.
Okay, I mean, I'll talk with Kevin and, quite frankly, I don't know a practical answer, Amy. I
That's okay.
realize
That's
it's
okay.
an
I
issue.
appreciate that. I appreciate that response.
Yeah, you could come up with a parking plan with valet parking or something like that. I mean, there's possibilities out there. Okay, go ahead, Angela.
I just had a question regarding the residents here, because they're in close proximity
Yes.
to these apartments. So I'm thinking about there's gonna be music.
No music.
No music?
We're not planning. In our lease with the operator, it will say that music is excluded. There's no music. We do not want to deal with that. We realize it can be a problem for the neighbors. It's not happening.
And I will just parenthetically add that at the TRC meeting, Chair Barbara was very adamant that noise is going to be a topic at the planning board hearing.
Right, and saying no music is good for me because I was not a fan of the roll-up doors because of the music. So if there's gonna be no music, there's not gonna be
None.
background music for people dining, there's not gonna be Frank
No.
Sinatra.
No.
Okay,
But still, there's gonna be
I know 300
conversation.
people are still gonna make noise.
Yes, 'cause that's
You know,
exactly,
at the
because there's
planning-
conversations that's going to be taking
At
place.
the
on all three
planning
levels.
board, we have to bring studies, which, can you address what they're like? I'm not technically sophisticated enough to.
We would bring an acoustic engineer to the planning board meeting. We already have one on board that will be ready to testify regarding the sound.
The conversations that will be taking place. Because if you're not having music, then there's going to be conversations from,
There's going to be people talking. There's a
yeah, so,
conversation, yes.
people do get a little loud and laugh, and birthday parties, you have private dining on the third floor or the third level. So
That's
that would
somebody-
be,
We'll have someone prepared to testify to that.
so it looks like it's all impervious and no pervious?
The right-hand side,
Okay.
has, about 15 or 20 feet, to the north, rather.
Uh-huh.
To the north, we have a delivery and service entrance, which is a ramp and stairs. But to the north of that, heading north towards Third Avenue, we've got 15 or 20 feet by 50 feet of pervious area. And in that area, we will have our stormwater detention vault, and we will comply at the planning board with plantings that we're going to do there that are, approved by your people in Asbury.
Thank you. The rooftop, in the picture, it looks like it is over the apartment building behind it. So is there going to be any people on the west side of the rooftop looking down on people's patios?
I think you see on the.
They can't see that.
No, go to the picture.
I think,
There is going to be a roof deck up there, but west of that, there is building that will, the people in the apartment will not hear what's on the,
Will
roof
people
deck.
on the roof deck be looking down on the people's
No.
balconies?
No,
So-
there's building on to the, west of the building, there's a 4-story. So there's no people on that rooftop deck looking anywhere other than south or east.
So people who live in the apartments behind you, you've given us a beautiful rendering of what it looks like on the east side. So
Right.
what are those people behind you looking at? Where's the rendering for the west side of this building? that
Andy,
can
do you
explain
have
what
it?
people are actually seeing when they look out their windows?
That would be considered the west.
That's the beautiful rendering.
No, I don't have a color rendering on that. I have a, Photoshop. I don't have an artistic rendering like you've seen on the front. But again, one of the reasons I was mentioning the west side of the building, that's where all your support spaces are. So it is mostly a solid wall. We do have some windows to let light into those spaces. But anything more than that, you'd be seeing in the back of kitchen equipment or coolers and that kind of thing. So we have to be selective.
So
with
all of
our-
these people in the next building over who have these patios that they would normally sit outside and have a view to the ocean are gonna have a view of a wall?
They would be seeing that wall, yes.
Exhaust, the kitchen's on the second floor. Would it be exhausted through the second floor and onto the apartments or through the roof?
It would be on the third floor roof.
Third floor. Thank you.
Actually, the fourth floor roof. The third floor roof, I'm sorry. It's up on,
Yeah, so just to clarify what Mr. Stuckey said a little earlier, you have that roof deck area. The third floor wraps around it. So that's that separation, I'm saying, between where the people are sitting and the apartment building.
So the exhaust for the kitchen would be above the apartments behind it?
Yes.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I'm just curious. The kitchen's on the second floor. How does the food get to the first and third floors?
We have a serving kitchen on the second floor, adjacent to the main dining room. We have another preparation kitchen actually on the third floor. Again, it's a narrow building, so I can't fit everything on one floor. So I had to use two floors. There is an elevator that has access to the rear service corridor as well as for the patrons. It has two doors on it, the
Okay.
front and the back door. They use the back door to service and the front.
Which has been used in many other places. I was just
I've seen it
curious.
many other
Yep, okay, thank you. So are my questions.
When you say that you took design from the Ocean Club, what kind of, I don't see the similarity.
Just the elements. The Ocean Club has that smooth facade, has a lot of glass. It has that louver system that goes around midway. There's canopies around the building that are similar to what we are doing for our pergola up on the roof.
Dining room.
The pergola up on the roof is similar. If you look at the Ocean Club, it has that canopy that goes around it. That looks very similar to that.
So just so I understand, this is all the outdoor bar and restaurant, and then that's the wine shop.
The wine shop below.
And then what is this?
dining.
Behind the second floor is a restroom area, a few tables, and on the top floor is a private dining room.
That's the third floor. Any more questions?
I have nothing.
And Mr. Mayor, we'll stick around in case members of the public have any
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We're now on to public participation. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Move it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public participation portion is now open. Any member of the public who wishes to speak, please use the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and there will be a 3-minute time limit for each speaker. Again, your name and address for the record.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Dabney, live at 400 Delay Drive. Been in Asbury since 2006, so one of my biggest questions for the developers is, how is this going to be approachable to the whole community? Because the Ocean Club isn't approachable to a lot of the locals. So if you're basing it off of this, it looks kind of like you're going to have a high price point. I don't see this really being inclusive for a lot of Asbury, and especially with not even considering parking.
If you want to answer that, fine. If not, fine.
Should I sit or stand?
Yeah, you can just face the audience.
So I understand what you've said, and it is true that with construction costs in a building that looks like this, it is expensive to build on a relative basis. So I do think the price points, like I just went to Kim Marie's before I came here for dinner, best beef salad I've ever had, and it's okay. So it's not going to be what I would consider Kim Marie's, which I go to often, that affordable, this restaurant. I said what I said about parking, you heard me. You know, so I'm not a planner. I don't know how to answer that. You know, I've seen it work in New York City. I've seen it work here. I know if I'm here on the weekends, I know where to go to park, and I walk a few blocks.
So we're here 7 days a week.
Yeah, I'm here 6 days a week working. I work here, my office is here, so that's the best I can say. I'm sure it's not what you want.
So it's gonna be expensive because it looks expensive, and that's the price point, and not like any incentive to really make it approachable for all of the Asbury community. Because I know as a local, I can't go use the Ocean Club because I'm not a patron or I'm not renting in that building. So taking renderings off of that and saying, we're gonna make something else, how are you gonna make it approachable for the whole community instead of pricing this out?
We are not going to be a club. You're welcome. And I think that I am going to try, when I go to restaurant tours, to lease this space and operate it. I am going to be sensitive to what rents we're seeking in this building to make it, this isn't going to be per se in New York with $400 a person dinners, you know? But no, it's not, I'm saying it's not. So I'm gonna be sensitive to that. And ideally, from my perspective, it would be relatively affordable. Not unaffordable, other than the top, whatever, 2% of people.
Realistically, we need a grocery store that's on the side and not another restaurant.
Okay, I think that the question was asked and answered as best as he can. And he's not the owner, so.
Nancy Sabino, 1000 4th Avenue. I've been here since 2009 and have seen a lot of the buildings going up as well. Is the wine bar and restaurant already picked out? Do you know that there's somebody who's coming in to do this, or is it building on spec? And if you build it, you think they will come?
We're about 6 months away from thinking about approaching restaurant operators. It's our idea that the restaurant and wine, and we're hoping that it lays out to have cheese, charcuterie, fresh bread on the weekends, things of that nature. So we're several months away from doing that. And it's our intention that they operate the wine and, I'll call it wine and cheese shop, and the restaurant, one operator.
So you don't have anybody as yet?
No, and the building will not be built on spec. We will be well underway with discussions or a lease before we break ground.
Okay, because patterning after the Ocean Club, they still have nobody in the first floor.
Okay, we're not doing that.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions about this or anything else?
Matthew Whalen, Asbury Park Chamber of Commerce, 1011 Main Street. Something else. So I just want to start by thanking the city, the Department of Public Works, and the Environmental Shade Tree Commission for planting the beautiful Fraser fir downtown, where we'd always put up the Christmas tree for the holiday season. We now have a permanent tree planted there that will continue to grow for years, and everyone will be able to enjoy that. So looking forward to that. We're going to be doing the tree lighting on December 7th in the evening. The other thing I want to let everyone know about is the Asbury Park Chamber of Commerce will be doing the window decorating contest again. The business window decorating contest. We're trying to get businesses involved, get your storefronts festive, so that we can light up Asbury Park and get everyone, feeling the good feelings of the season. So I've got flyers. I'll put them out on the table if that's okay. And anyone who has a business in town and would like to participate, you're more than welcome. And the other thing we're doing differently this year, in the past it's just been we have a few judges that go around and judge the windows. The other thing we're doing this year is we're doing a People's Choice Award. We figured out a way to do it so that you can scan a QR code, you'll get the list of participating businesses, and then you pick your favorite. And we're going to be giving the winning 3 businesses a year-long membership with the Chamber, as well as free networking for all of our events in the year. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all you do. Anybody else like to speak? If not, a motion to close.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Public participation portion is now closed. We're now on to the minutes. I have the Municipal Council Executive Session and regular meeting minutes of October 23rd, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to consent agenda resolutions. All matters listed on consent agenda are presented collectively to the City Council and will be considered for approval with one vote. These matters are considered to be routine in nature, and there will be no individual discussion of these items. If discussion is desired by one or more council members as to any particular item, then said item shall be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On consent agenda tonight, we have resolutions 2024-469 through 2024-473. Do I have a motion?
Okay.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
We're now on to individual resolutions. Resolution 2024-474, resolution approving payment of bills.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-475, resolution authorizing the purchase of personal protection turnout gear for the fire department.
Move. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-476, resolution authorizing the purchase of a rescue strut kit for the fire department.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-477, resolution authorizing the purchase of lumber and hardware for beach lockers.
Move it.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn has left the room. Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-478, resolution authorizing the purchase of a new fire department pumper apparatus.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn, we're voting on the purchase of a new fire department pumper apparatus.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
No.
Resolution 2024-479, resolution authorizing Monmouth Ocean Educational Services Commission, MOESC, cooperative purchasing membership.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-480, resolution authorizing various repairs needed to the fire department reserve ladder apparatus.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-481, resolution authorizing the annual renewal of First Due software for the fire department.
Move it.
Councilman, I'm sorry, can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-482, resolution approving change order number 12 for Memorial Drive Improvements Project.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-483, resolution approving change order number 3 for the 2022 roadway improvement program.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-484, resolution amending the amount due for the 4th Avenue and Heck Street Playground.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-485, resolution awarding a contract for software management concerning the scheduling, fee structure, payment processing, and record keeping of on-duty and off-duty police detail administration.
Move it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-486, resolution authorizing an agreement with the Visiting Nurse Association of Central Jersey for public health nursing services.
And that will be with the addition of
Subject.
the language from our risk management professional.
Subject to insurance and indemnification.
Yes. May I have a motion?
Move
Move
it.
it. Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-487, resolution authorizing bonds aggregating the principal sum not to exceed $2,271,000 authorized by 2 bond ordinances heretofore adopted to finance part of the cost of various general improvements in the city of Asbury Park, County of Monmouth, New Jersey, into one consolidated issue of bonds and providing for the form, maturity, sale, and other details of said consolidated issue. May I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-488, resolution of approval of a grant extension from the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the reconstruction of First Avenue.
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-489, resolution accepting award of the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant from the United States Department of Transportation and authorizing signatories.
Move it. Second.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-490 has been removed from tonight's agenda. We do have an addition tonight. It's Resolution 2024-491. It's a resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of understanding concerning regional contribution agreement program claims. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Councilmember Bez Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Chapman.
Yes.
Councilmember Clayton.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
No one has anything else. We're on to adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.